Hello everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is episode 117, and this is a series where I get to talk a little bit about and touch base upon various mythological creatures, beast, beings, and the like pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying that I am not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything along the way, I apologize in advance. And today I'm going to be talking about a relatively familiar mythological creature we call the Sphinx. And now, the Sphinx actually comes from several different eras of history, and each time it kind of reappears in a slightly different form. It kind of is a transformative creature in that sense. But starting with the oldest version, let's go back to ancient Egypt. So in ancient Egypt, the depiction of the Sphinx is this composite creature that has a head typically of a man and a body of a lion. And this is a kind of an emblem. It became a symbol of strength and ferocity, usually in association with the pharaoh. Later on, when ancient Greece kind of rose up from the history, that particular Sphinx was given a subtitle called the Andro Sphinx. But again, it's a male version of the Sphinx versus ancient Greece's interpretation, which is a female-headed entity, a singular entity, that had a woman's head, body again of a lion, and wings in this case. And for ancient Greece, the creature, instead of being this symbol of strength and again a little more masculinity and of more positive sign traits, the Grecian Sphinx is depicted as being treacherous and merciless and cunning in many ways. But I guess in that sense, in the ancient Greece one also, the story that is the most associated with the Sphinx is the fact that this creature lived by the side of a road, and anytime people crossed her path, she would stop them and ask them a riddle. And if they could not solve the riddle, she would slay them and eat them. And so most people were terrified of the Sphinx and tried to avoid traveling that path. And her story pops up and is depicted in Oedipus's story. So if you know anything about ancient Greece, check out Oedipus's story. And in there you will find the story of the Sphinx and the riddle she gives and the answer and all that. But I'm not going to delve too into that because I'm just talking about generalities right now of sphinxes throughout history. Now, between both the ancient Egyptian and ancient Grecian version of the Sphinx, they're both thought of as guardians and protectors. And more often than not, you would see their statues flanking various temples or royal tombs sometimes. And again, this guardian style entity, feared, revered, whichever way, and you would see those statues. In ancient Egypt, all the way, the most famous Sphinx we know is the Sphinx of Giza that is positioned near the Great Pyramids, which again were these royal tombs for various pharaohs. So again, that guardian entity. But the Sphinx doesn't just end there. In Asia, there have been a variety of times where something very Sphinx-like appears. Again, this kind of felid-bodied, human-headed creature throughout various locations around Asia. So it's not exclusive to Europe by any means, or even Africa or anything. It is this entity that, I guess when it comes to composite creatures, we take big cats because they're scary and slap on a head of a human. So it's happened throughout the world various times. Now, jumping farther ahead, again, there was kind of a resurgence of the idea of the Sphinx throughout history, especially delving into artists, artisans, sculptors, painters. They liked this idea, this image, this creature, and it reoccurred multiple times. In the late 15th century in France, there is the French Sphinx, where they changed it yet again, and it was a female entity, woman's head, woman's breasts upon a body of a feline, but no wings. So again, they've changed the look of the Sphinx yet again, but that French Sphinx kind of kickstarted a new wave of more modernized interpretations and artistic interpretations of the Sphinx. So if you have any questions for me about this or anything else, please post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. And until next time, everyone, Skål.